Game number 1 is here for the next set. We have a stable coming in for KingstoNe from the get-go. Slam on the other hand is going for an archer range. Let's check. This is Moraz. Slam's got Cuman, so we see the second TC coming up right away. One of the most popular civilizations on this map for sure. Cumans and I believe Gujaras were pretty popular over here as well. But yeah. Actually, I think it was enclosed also that saw the Cumans be particularly popular. I think I actually might be mixing the maps up. I think it's enclosed where they were so strong. Let me check. They were so popular. Cumans for Red Bull Wololo Legacy. Yeah, they were the number 1 pick for this map specifically for Moraz. And then on enclosed they were the most popular civ as well. So it's on both of these maps. They are particularly strong and very popular, and Slam's taking advantage of it already. Meanwhile, KingstoNe, he's playing Lithuanians. The great thing about Lithuanian, of course, is because they do begin with extra resources now. 150 extra food. Interestingly enough, instead of making a play for fast castle into full pressure, KingstoNe's sending villagers forward. Scouts as well, so we're gonna see a tower come up in a moment. Well, we're gonna see him attempt to get a tower up. I don't know if we are going to see the tower actually get there. Let's take a look. Nice, nice. The tower's coming up. Definitely would have liked the tower come up in between the TCs, but Slam would have been able to react with the lumberjacks. He's reacting over here with some of the villagers from the North TC, and it's under a little bit of pressure, so KingstoNe might be able to get some villagers down over there. Not quite. He ends up pulling the scouts away. And it seems like both these towers will come up, but with the defensive advantage, Slam should be in a much better position, right? He can just cycle through villagers and keep always healthy villagers inside the tower over here, which means he's not going to lose too much. Nice defense so far. And this is what I'm talking about. Notice how KingstoNe's villagers, they start going down in HP. While Slams on the other hand, well, for the most part, he's completely safe over here. Also, he's got the hill too. So every time that KingstoNe pulls the villagers out, try and repair the tower over here, Slam's going to seem to deal more damage. Take a look at this. We're going to see the tower right now. Start clutching it. Also 5 villagers versus 4 villagers only. Yes. Yeah, and KingstoNe just bails from here. He cannot really do too much. He really was taking some damage, so if he just tried to stick to the tower, he would have lost a villager or 2. Nice counter push though from Slam. Yeah, and so far KingstoNe's approach in this game has not really worked out too well. See the archers over there though go down to villagers! And no villagers going down to the archers yet. Good unit control for KingstoNe. Well done. He does end up pushing the archers away, and actually he's going to end up getting all the archers down. Damn! What are these extra qualifiers? Are they a group stage? Yes, that is correct. Dog Snatcher. The extra qualifiers are a just-in-case event that is going to define a ranking from runner-ups in case some of the qualified players for the main event of Red Bull Wololo have any issues and cannot participate. So we are already going to have a ranking in place for them to pick players from. In case some of the qualified players get sick or doesn't manage to get a visa or doesn't manage to travel for whatever reason. Does Lamb have a chance? Well, so far it doesn't seem like he does actually. Because currently the score is pretty low for him. This is the 4th round. If he wins this one and he wins the 5th round as well, he's only going to have 3 sets under his belt, and we already have players with 4 sets. So yeah, it's not looking too good for Slam, unfortunately. As a matter of fact, neither Slam nor KingstoNe have particularly high chances of coming out on top. Actually, it's going to be impossible for them. And this is going to be the fight between Dark and Dugal for the most part. I'm really sure if they are going. Yeah, they're going to face each other in the 5th round. You can also do exclamation mark brackets if you want to get information as to who's got how many sets and how many games. The order of the tiebreakers, by the way, is obviously sets going to define everything. But then we have amount of games, direct matchup, and then additional games if it's necessary, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be the case. It seems like the first 2 are going to be enough. It doesn't work. Hey, Grump. Come on. Do you call those brackets, by the way? I call them parentheses. Anyway, Castle is here for both players, and KingstoNe is on the back foot, man. He's already fallen behind. This is not a fast enough castle time for KingstoNe, by the way, to offset for the Kuman lead. So Slam is looking strong over here, and it seems like he might end up getting game number 1. And if he plays his cards right, he might actually be able to end up getting game number 2 even, and getting the set over here. But once again, the chances are not too good for the Canadian player over here. We're just broadening coverage for these series, even if they are not going to change the outcome, the extra qualifier, simply because I want to have 100% coverage. Yeah, there we go, Grump. That's more like it. Of course, each workshop's already out for KingstoNe, so just keep on putting pressure. And Slam, well, he's got Bloodlines and Chain Bard and Armor coming up, which is great. Bakinaro, Crossman upgrade on the way for KingstoNe. It just doesn't seem like it's going to be good enough. With Slam's possibility to go, you know, for going Knights, Crosses doesn't seem like it's going to cut it. KingstoNe's getting Bakinaro right now. He's got some Knights himself out as well, mind you, so it's not going to be just crossbows. But Slam's got Knights, he's got Spearmen, could potentially go for Pikemen right, and he's got Camels as well, most importantly. So the Knights from KingstoNe alone are not going to cut it. Knights and crossbows will be good. But he doesn't really have too many units forward just yet. He's bringing them up only now. Meanwhile, Slam already has 2 TC, so he should be able to defend most of his economy currently. And he's gonna take he's gonna have enough time to get enough extra units out to potentially clean KingstoNe's units up. I am not the biggest fan of him going for this though, especially when he's using the camel to go after the crossbows. Oh boy. That is not good unit control, and Slam doesn't that getting pushed away over here. Most of the crosses survive because of course they do. And KingstoNe's push over here is still looking pretty decent as he's bringing extra units forward. He's got a monk coming in as well now. It's going to make it a little harder for Slam to defend. To be fair, the one thing that I do not like from KingstoNe's push is how he's got this split up. So he's got archers and knights on the right hand side. And then he's got the monastery and the siege workshop on the left hand side, so he's kind of divided. And now Slam's going for a defensive castle, which is going to further keep these units apart. So now KingstoNe's got to do something to try and solidify his push. He's bringing the knights over. Very good reaction from Slam as well. He's gonna bring his own camels to try and push the knights away, and he garrisons the villagers, so he doesn't take a single loss over here. And it seems like the castle's coming out without any losses for Mr. Slam. It's looking great. There we go. That is a good mango shot. Mango goes down right away though, but that's still some knights over here. Still left from KingstoNe. Technically, Slam would be able to get the castle up over here if he's able to take care of the crosses alone, because then he can just quick wall the villages. But he's going to sacrifice a few villages over here in order to get the castle up, and this could be really good for KingstoNe. He still has the units over here. Plus, there's a mango coming out. He's going after the villagers, and he's getting one nice shot over there. Castle does come up in the end though, and Slam still retains his worker lead, even if he got a lot of idle villager time. Whereas the gather economy time so far is still significantly higher though for Slam, despite being idle over there for so long. We take a look at gather economy time over here, and it's 1 hour and 40 minutes more for Slam compared to KingstoNe. Blue players only now going for the second TC, while Slam already has a third TC up. So it probably surprised no one. Slam still keeps on collecting some stones, so eventually he'll be able to go for yet another castle. Nice counter push coming in from Slam. He won't really be getting too much over here. Honestly, he doesn't really need to do too much damage over here because how far ahead he already is in economy. Does Slam need 35 on gold? He most definitely does not. So he'll use the market to try and balance his economy, and ideally he'll be able to get a few extra villages on food, and he'll be on his way to the Imperial Age very soon. But for the time being, he's kind of struggling a little bit to defend against KingstoNe's push over here. He's gonna try and get a TC out. This could get denied though. Yeah. Beautiful. So far, so good for standstill. He's been able to stabilize, pushes the knights away. Yes. He's got 4 TC, so he's going to keep his lead as well, while KingstoNe on the other hand, he's got the 3rd TC, only came up recently, and he's behind, and he's going to stay behind. We have a 28 villager lead, 27 villager lead now for Slam. He's finally bringing more villagers to food as well, so it's not going to be quite as much imbalance for his economy. Right now, he's still on a little bit too much gold, but it's fine. Kipchaks coming out. Knights and Kipchaks in the 50C coming in for Slam, just waiting for full boom. This is not what I was expecting. I thought I was going to play defensive and try to go up to the Imperial Age and then take it from there, but yeah. Instead, we'll see him try to put some pressure. Coming in, the quick walls were coming out for KingstoNe, but he does not manage to connect these, so Knights will not doing a good amount of damage. Knights, camels in KingstoNe. Well, KingstoNe's units are nowhere to be seen. He's got almost no military anymore, so now Slam's not only looking stronger for economy, but also for military count. That's some villages going down. The monk goes down over there, and now getting only a monk, actually a camel conversion, sorry. And We'll see more villages going down over here as well from KingstoNe. So Slam's scattering away with a lot of damage over there with very cheap units. Now, a castle's coming up right on KingstoNe's 30C. So he'll get pushed away from the goal over here. What extra goals do we have for KingstoNe? We have some extra goal on the back, actually. Yeah, and that's about it. Yep, there we go. GG's coming up from KingstoNe right away. You know, the score for these players wasn't really the highest, and it was actually kind of close. KingstoNe, in the 3 sets prior to this, he was able to get 1 game in every set that he lost, and he managed to get 1 set, sorry. So it's going to be 4 games, 1 set. Some on the other hand, some 1 set, 3 games. So let's take a look at the achievements before jumping into the next game. And what do we get? Well, we take a look at military. And there's a very nice KD over here for KingstoNe, approaching 11 to 10. While for economy, on the other hand, we have a stronger economy for Slam by quite a lot, collecting well over 7,000 extra resources. And no wonder humans are so strong on this map. They are so popular as well. We'll see a higher villager max count for Slam, who ended up not only going for the most villagers this game, but also he managed to hold on to the highest villager count towards the end of the game. Keep in mind though, he did end up taking the most losses. KingstoNe, from 100 villagers he trained, he ended up losing 10 villagers, while Slam, from 140 villagers he trained, ended up losing 25. Yeah, I believe Slam was going to be probably the only player to make it to the Imperial Age. And it's Aztecs versus Vikings. There we go. Welcome, everyone. We're just going to keep the cards as they were before, so we are going to switch this. Slam in the red. KingstoNe in the blue, just to keep consistency. But what do we get then? Vikings versus Aztecs. This is a very interesting matchup, actually. And I'm going to be favoring Aztecs, definitely, especially in the later stages of the game. But Vikings will also have a pretty strong economy early on. In the Field Age already they begin with free wheelbarrow. And then we are going to have in the Castle Age free handcart as well. So it's going to be pretty good for them. However, there is a fairly narrow window of opportunity for the Vikings to get a good game over here against Aztecs. And that's going to be in the somewhat late Castle Age, early Imperial Age. They're able to go up faster. That's going to be so good. Get potentially to Arbalesters, which won't struggle against anything the Aztecs got to work with in the Castle Age, right? And then Slam on the other hand. Well, Slam is going to have a much better position in the later stages of the game. So we see him going for the walls already. He's got an archer range, and that's going to be the case also for KingstoNe ball players. Going for ARs. 2 archer ranges from the get-go though for KingstoNe. Nice. For Scholars coming in. Oh, he cancelled it. Beautiful. Market's on the way. Instance just going to make a play for the Castle Age. Yeah. He just wants to go for it right away. I am very curious though. He does have an extra scout over here. Oh, he's coming in. Is this going to be a quick one? It seems like a villager's going down over here. It's got to be careful. It's got the archer over here still with fletching. The archer might be enough to take the villager down, and he gets it. That's enough losing 1 Eagle Scout, but he still remains on 1 Eagle Scout left and the archer. He pushed the villagers away from KingstoNe. And the berries over there. And yeah, you know what? Slam's gonna be on his way to the castle stage very soon. This is actually really good for the Canadian. And what I was saying is, I'm kind of wondering though, you know, he was going for the second Eagle Scout over there. It kind of indicates to me that he wants to play aggressive over here as opposed to just going for later stages of the game, but it's going to be pretty difficult. He will be faster to the castle stage by quite a lot though, so that certainly helps. He's got his own archers over here. It's going to be 6 archers. The defender's advantage is helping quite a lot. And KingstoNe's got 5 archers himself. Let's check. Nice. Well done. Yes, sir. He's getting all the archers down over here from KingstoNe. Man, this game is not going in Blue's favor at all. At all. Even a KD is not too much higher for Slam at 3-2 right now. He was the only player able to get a villager down. And he took a much better engagement on the right hand side as well. It's gonna be in the castle stage so much faster too, and KingstoNe still kind of juggling his resources to be able to click up. Perfect. Guess they're just on the way for KingstoNe, but so much later. It's not exactly a 2-minute head start to the castle age. It's going to be more like 1 minute and 45 seconds. But it's still going to be substantial enough for Slam to get to a much better point, right? Once he goes for Eagle Warriors, he already has some Eagle Scouts coming out. He's got 3 barracks. So once he gets the Eagle Warrior upgrade, and ideally chainmail armor, which he's going for right away. Let's go! This will make it very difficult for, yeah, for KingstoNe. To hold on against, he's going for supplies, militias. He's got a second barracks coming in over here. Yeah. He's got the 1 militia out, and he's got another militia queued up. Meanwhile, Slam, he's already on 8 Eagle Warriors. He's got squires coming in, and once squires is in, he's gonna start spamming Eagle Warriors out of his mind. So there we go. Manatarns is coming in for KingstoNe. Still 15 seconds away from the castle edge, and Slam's coming in with more Eagle Warriors. He's got the siege on the way already with Manuel coming out. Could potentially go after the barracks. Could potentially go after the walls. And the reaction from KingstoNe is very, very swift though. Very timely. Let's go for Minotaurs right away. The quick walls though. The quick walls! They connect, but they are not going to keep these villagers safe. At the very least, one is going down. Yeah, now he's trying to come in, and I think he's going to do it, guys! Slam is so close from breaching through, but good reaction from KingstoNe. He's able to keep the foundation out for the time being. And Slam's gonna have to try and keep on pushing from elsewhere. Now he's got some siege coming out from the right-hand side. He pushes the villagers away from the right-hand side. Will end from KingstoNe. He's gonna try and breach through over here. He might actually be able to do it, you know? Yeah, the foundation goes down over there. And let's take a look to see if he'll be able to clutch it up with the Manual over there. You see the conversions coming up over there. Now the Manual's going back. And it seems like the Lone Swords will end up taking the Manual down. That is so close. And he gets the Manual. In the end though, Slam does come out on top. And I think he still retains the Monk over here, yes. With which he's collected 1 relic. He's gonna try to come in right now as well. There isn't really a whole lot of Lone Swords over here for the Bull player to work with. Should still be enough against the amount of Eagles that Slam's got to work with as well. So very important for Slam to try and keep production going as well. Make sure that he does not fall behind in production. But he's going for a second TC, and he's not really going for any extra Eagle Warriors actually. So what is this? What is this going to be for? He's just trying to prioritize the upgrades, maybe? We have Forging coming up. He's got Core Scholar. I don't know, man. I probably would have liked to see Scorpions or extra Egos and one more Mega Mill. Some good ground attacks should be pretty good. Here we are. The Eagles get completely wiped out. And KingstoNe successfully fends off Snap's push. However, that's only going to be the case in front though, because Slam did manage to break through though from behind. He's coming in, taking some villagers down already around the wood lines. And I do like the reaction from KingstoNe. He already has some Lone Stars over here, but he's been unable to prevent Snam from getting the villagers already. So these Eagle Warriors have already been able to get a bunch of bills. We still have some Eagles over here, yes sir. And this is usually how you want to play Eagles. I always say it, but if you can get your numbers high and then you can split your army up into very numerous but small groups, and then you start putting pressure from everywhere, your opponent's eventually going to, you know, you're going to overwhelm your opponent. You'll be able to break through somewhere at some point. And while Slam was taking an atrocious trade forward, he was able to breach in from behind and still get some good villager picks. Now we have a second TC coming out for KingstoNe, but we already have 3 TCs for Slam, so the stronger economy that I was talking about for Vikings is not really going to be here anymore. Slam already has about 15 extra villagers. The fact that he doesn't have wheelbarrow or handcart is not really going to be that detrimental to, you know, to the Bull player at all. Oh wow. Yeah, it's gotta be careful. I didn't think actually the mountain was within range. Push from KingstoNe, but Slam's holding on just fine. He's got the Crossman upgrade coming in, so he'll be countering these Lone Stars very soon. KingstoNe doesn't really have too many units. We have Redemption coming in as well for Slam, which is going to make the monks stronger. He doesn't have Sanctity, so Redemption's... yeah, is the only thing that he's got right now. And only one monk too, so it's not ideal. He wants to go for Sanctity and he wants to go for a second monk ideally. That is nice though. He ends up targeting the Mangonel and forcing KingstoNe to delete it. He keeps his DC up like this. And yeah, he's going to retain his position like this. Unfortunately for Slam though, he's getting way too much idle TC time. And now that KingstoNe's managed to get a 3rd TC up as well, KingstoNe's going to catch up in villager count, so his stronger economy is still going to be the case over here, because now has not gone for wheelbarrow, he's not gone for handguard. We see chainmail armor coming in for KingstoNe.
Walk.
Beautiful. Nice push. Rams, Manuels, Lancers over here as well to protect the siege against monks. And we see some villages going down from Slam. This is looking a lot better for KingstoNe. We might actually have a full set on our hands here. As the DC goes down very soon, the Lancers over here are dominating, getting Bill after Bill. And the forward castle right now. As if the push was not strong enough from KingstoNe, now this is looking so much better. And even though I like Slam's reaction and his transition into crossbows right away, which he should be able to keep on using to take on the Lancers over here. Unfortunately, it's not going to be strong enough against the memory, so he's got the monk for that, but I don't know how much longer he's going to have the monk for. That is so close! 2 HP monk over here. Yeah. This is actually so good from Slam. He's surviving with the one monk. And I don't think he's got a monastery anymore. He does. He does have a monastery over here on the back. Interesting. Certainly KingstoNe's looking so much stronger right now. It certainly seems like it's his game to lose.
Okay.
Here we go. Pretty good pressure still. We'll see another TC coming up for Slam on the back. And Slam was not paying attention forward himself. He had some crosses over here, but he ends up getting completely wiped out of KingstoNe's side of the map. So things are looking really good for the Mexican player, and Slam is starting to fall apart over here a little bit, and this is unfortunately something that we have seen far too often from the Canadian player, and well, KingstoNe is certainly going to take advantage of it. You know, if KingstoNe ends up taking the series over here, he doesn't really have any chances of coming out first, but he could potentially come out third. He would have to take this series, and he would have to take the series from the 5th round. He's gotten the best possible results for having lost 2 sets in the past, which is getting 1 game in each. Arson's coming in now for KingstoNe. Here we go, now the barracks are starting to crumble, and Slam is going to end up losing the TC over here, most likely. Yeah, and it seems like it's going to be a full set in the end. Village should be on the way very soon for KingstoNe, and even though Slam's been able to get to a good amount of resources and might be able to click out to the Imperial Age at some point as well, he's just so far behind over here compared to KingstoNe. Well, for the time being though, this could be really good. If he ends up denying the castle over here and he gets his own castle out, this could bring the game back for Slam, but he's gotta hurry, man. That's a lot of villages and the castle's coming up, it seems. Yeah, no matter what. So Slam's going to decide and go for the castle elsewhere. As he cannot get this one up, he cannot deny the one from KingstoNe. Just going to go for the castle elsewhere. Meanwhile, KingstoNe doesn't have taken the TC down. He was targeting from Slam. Just going to lead the red player on only 2 DCs over here. He ended up bailing from a bunch of his food economy as well, so that's a lot of wasted resources for Slam. And yeah, it doesn't seem like he'll be able to do too much over there. The mountain shots against the villagers are looking great, and Slam calls GG. So KingstoNe gets game number 2. We'll see who gets game number 3 and who gets the series over here. We'll go through the achievements first though, and then I'll actually have to go to the bathroom really quickly, so we're going to have a very, like a minute break or something. Very close to 4:3 KD ratio for KingstoNe. For economy, we have a stronger economy for KingstoNe as well, collecting only 35 extra resources, mind you, so not a big difference between both these players, and it just goes to show how strong the Aztec economy also is. So yeah, there isn't really too much to take a look at through the achievements over here. Let's go back. And there we are. Once again, we are just going to bring KingstoNe down in the blue and Slam down to the red. So, Archer range is on the way already for Slam. Playing with Mayans makes sense. We're gonna see Hindustan is over here for KingstoNe. He's going for the Archer range. No stable. He's got the Archers coming out. It's gonna be going into skirmishers pretty soon as well. And Slam on the other hand, for the most part, just Archers right now. Anyway, this is one of those sets, for instance, where like it's not going to make a difference at the very top who wins or who loses this set, right? But still, it was pretty good. So I'm kind of glad that we have gone through it because it's one of the closest ones that we have seen. The good thing is that some of the other ones that are not making too much of a difference also are not particularly too long, like the one that we saw before this one. What's Slam KingstoNe's record so far? You can do exclamation mark brackets and you'll get full information for all 6 players. How many sets and how many games each has got. With the S at the end, yeah, brackets. Anyway, there you go. So far it's looking pretty good for Dark, looking pretty good for the Gal. Both players with flawless record so far, and Ganji wasn't able to get a single series. KingstoNe was able to get 1, Slam was able to get 1, Sebastian was able to get 1. So far. Of course, this one is going to go either in favor of Slam or in favor of KingstoNe, so that's going to resolve the oddness of the result so far. But basically, this is going to be defined by Dark versus the Gal in the 5th round. Which we'll take a look at as the final set of the stream, of course. We're going to start with KingstoNes, then Slams, then Darks in the next set. In the next round, rather. Castle is on the way already for Slam. Nice. Beautiful. Nice pressure over here. Even though we have a little bit of a delay for KingstoNe to go up to the castle age. It's not by too much. Only about 15 seconds or so. So it's good. KingstoNe's already moving over to the right hand side, and we'll see a second TC come up once he finds a suitable spot for it. And Slam on the other hand, he's got the Eagle Scout scouting the left hand side. Unfortunately, it's the wrong side of the map for him to potentially run into KingstoNe's units. And KingstoNe's units are going down close to Slam's base though, the military units that is. Slam is getting a much better trade over there. As a matter of fact, you can see 5 to 3 KD so far. Favor of Slam, who's got the most archers right now. The only player with actual military. KingstoNe has 1 spearman and 1 scout, but he started with the scout, and the spearman is probably not going to be of any use against the archers. So yeah. Castle Village is here, and KingstoNe's going for the for the TC, right? I would probably would have liked to see the TC come up in between the goal and in between the stone, but this is also going to make it possible for him to collect from the wood if he needs to. The left-hand side, we'll see the extra TC coming in for Slam. Crossman upgrade, Bakinaro. Just finished researching from Slam. And KingstoNe, after the awful trade that he took earlier, doesn't really have too many military units to keep on defending himself with, so it's gonna be banking on the walls. We see stone walls come up, a house wall over here with some foundations. This house still pretty weak though, 139 HP only. Could potentially get picked up. But he is going for a defensive siege workshop, which I like. Yeah, this I like a lot better. So there's a man already on the way in Slam. Slam's going to bail from here. He knows the siege workshop's already up. He's probably going to get shot down if he just stays there. So he's trying to find a different angle. Kami's done a really good job though, reinforcing the rest of the wall. So you can take a look at the right hand side, and he's got a house over here. Behind the palisades we have a blacksmith, a market. It's got a stone wall over here as well. And there's only going to be this wall that's still kind of weak, as it's only one layer of palisades. But he does have a TC coming up over here, and he's got the siege workshop if he needs to defend himself against this as well. So it doesn't seem like it's going to be too bad for KingstoNe. I think at best, Slam will be able to just push some villages away from resources. And you know what? Yeah, KingstoNe's aware of it. This is good though. Slam realizes about the TC. He already knows there's a stone over there, so he could try and go around and snipe some villages, but he's going back to the wood instead. Interesting. And KingstoNe doesn't really know where the units are. Although he probably had vision out of the crossbows going over the left-hand side. He did not react in time though, and that's 2 villages going down already. Yeah. Shot it. There we go. Now a castle's on the way. Nice. There we go. Yeah, heavy piles coming in right now for KingstoNe as well, and he's been able to stabilize with the castle, the 2 TCs over here. Slam on the other hand is gonna start pulling a significant villager lead, as he's got 2 additional TCs compared to KingstoNe. And it's interesting to see Slam make a play with 2 American civilizations back to back. Against Hindustanis, I am liking Mayans quite a bit. We'll see if he's able to clutch it up. Although Hindustanis are a different civilization now than back when we had Indians. For instance, the possibility of going for Gulam is going to make them so much stronger against archer type units. And against Eagle Warriors, they're still going to have a Gulam, right? So it's going to be a double whammy bar here for the Hindustanis player, making the civilization a lot more viable against American civilizations. If this was Indians versus Mayans, I would say, okay, that's kind of GG for the Indian player already. Mayans are coming out on top, surely, but not necessarily with Hindustanis. We'll see what we get. For the time being, both players are going for the economy for the most part. There is a 3rd TC. Right? So it's not going to be actually 2 extra TCs for Slam. That was my bad. It's 4 versus 3. But he still keeps on pulling a stronger and stronger villager lead. He's got 11 extra villagers right now. With Mayans, nonetheless. One of the best civilizations to have a higher worker count with. However, KingstoNe, he already has his Indian Eagles out and about. While Slam is finally going for a castle himself. Should be able to protect both the TCs over here. he might end up losing a villager or two over here, but it shouldn't really, the Gulam push over here shouldn't really prevent the castle from coming up. Okay, that's a lot more Gulam coming in. Slam's gonna try to get the quick walls up over here. It's gonna manage to get these up just in time. Yes, and the castle's coming up because of it. If it weren't because of the quick walls, that castle would most likely have gotten denied. As we already have chainmail armor for KingstoNe, the Gulams are very strong. Very resilient even against DCs, and yeah, there we go. Castle comes up, and Slam's going to be safe for the time being. Let's check. Oh boy. Here we are.
Shot it.
Village is gonna be here for Slam very soon. Scale mill armor is coming up as well. In KingstoNe is going up to the Imperial Age very shortly as well. He's gonna be behind. But once again, it's kind of similar to what we saw for the Castle Age, where KingstoNe is falling behind, but I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference. Even if Slam's head start to the Imperial Age is so much stronger compared to his head start to the Castle Age. You know, KingstoNe already has the castle on the right hand side. He's got a castle coming up on the left hand side, so it's going to be harder for Slam to get a push going from the left hand side himself. And I think KingstoNe's going to be fine. Slam's push is not going to be too small though. If you take a look, he's going for 6 additional barracks over here on the left hand side, so the Eagle production is going to be very strong. He's got the Eagle Warriors coming in right now. We have the Gulam over there. He's got to be careful though. The Gulam will take on the Eagle Warriors, no problem. If we take a look at one of these units, you will see that they do get 2 bonus damage against Eagle Warriors. Yeah. And the only thing that's really going to allow Slam to get a better trade against these guys is going to be numbers. And right now, he doesn't really have the numbers he needs. Nice push as well from KingstoNe. Doesn't that pushing the villages away from gold? Speaking of which, do we have any extra gold left still for Slam? Usually the gold at the start does run out pretty quickly. We have 2 tiles over here worth about 850 left for Slam. If he's unable to secure some of the extra golds by the time that one runs out, that's going to be pretty bad. However, he does have one of the extra golds over here completely secured. Yes, and this one is about 1900. So that's going to be about 2700 gold left before Slam has to go for either this gold or some of the other ones. I do like KingstoNe's position over here though, trying to get control of one of the sides and trying to contest the other one. So even if he does not get control of both sides eventually, Slam's going to run out of the gold over here, and he's going to have to make a play for this one or this one. And because of the castles from KingstoNe, that's going to be pretty difficult. Mind you though, the tree is coming out from Slam earlier because of the faster uptime, and KingstoNe's not going for troops at all. He's going for elite Gulam and conscription, but that means that the castle crumbles over here. It's gonna go down to only 2 castles left. Meanwhile, Slam, he's producing eagles from how many barracks? Well, he's actually producing eagles from 7 barracks. So, you know, I like Gulam just as much as the next guy, but without production over here, without an infrastructure for him to actually create the units, Slam's going to come out on top. Plus, he's got El Dorado coming in. That's gonna help quite a lot, as he's going to bring the Eagle Warriors out to 100 HP. And there we go. The Trishas go down to the Gulam. And the Eagle Warriors are still waiting. We have 15 seconds left before El Dorado hits. However, he's going to be kind of forcing taking the engagement right now. I still think He probably should have waited a little bit longer, but it's understandable because he had a bunch of villagers over here potentially exposed otherwise. And you know what? The Golem are coming out on top. However, we see more and more Eagle Warriors coming out. Unfortunately, it is the case that Slam, he cannot keep on going without gold. And the Golem are pushing villagers away from gold. So he calls a GG right away, as he's unable to really capitalize on his production potential with the extra barracks over here. So in the end, 2 castles work out pretty well for KingstoNe. And Slam, unfortunately, took an atrocious engagement over there. Ended up getting pushed away from the resources and cannot keep on going for any more units. So we have a 2-1 final score for KingstoNe, who is going to take the series over here after losing game number 1. And that's going to bring his score up to 2 sets in 6 games, actually. So that's pretty respectable. Meanwhile, Slam is on 1 set, but he is on 4 games. So it's still going to be fourth place for Slam. There we go. I wonder if Bracer would have helped a little. They fought quite a while under the castle and TC. I guess so, yeah, for sure, because the high pierce armor of the Golem is going to make those extra upgrades in the later stage of the game significantly more impactful. So taking a look at the achievements before hopping back out and going into the 5th and the final round of the extra qualifier, we'll see that for military, KingstoNe was able to get a better than 5 to 2k ratio. For economy, it was a stronger economy for Slam. At the end of the game, he ended up collecting about 2,400 extra, 2,300 extra resources actually, but it did not matter too much. PLH was faster for him as well, as was Castle H, but it did not matter too much either. KingstoNe's performance in this game was incredible, so well done